Bloody Mary. Oh my God! No, this is not.
Disclaimer, this is an urban legend. It's meant for storytelling and entertainment purposes only. Subscribe and donate to the channel if you'd like to continue seeing more content like this.
We're not live.
Sleepover TikTok challenges. Hello, and welcome back to 13 Nights of Urban Legends. If you've ever sat in a dark room with your friends at a sleepover, hence the sleep mask, daring each other to summon something from the shadows, famous and already known, they've been done 100 times, you probably are already familiar with a lot of these games. From chanting names in mirrors to viral TikTok trends that have been tried time and time again at 3 a.m. Tonight's story is all about the strange evolution TikTok sleepover challenges turned into internet legends. Some say it's harmless fun. Others claim that it opens doors that should never be opened. For TikTok, these games were passed around. Bloody Mary, light as a feather, stiff as a board, Ouija boards. They gave kids a chance to flirt with danger in the safety of a friend's basement. But with TikTok, these rituals went viral. Suddenly, millions of kids weren't just hearing about the game, they were playing it on camera, feeding the legend with every shaky video and terrified reaction. Alright, so let's kick this video off with one of the most notorious sleepover games of all time, Bloody Mary, the queen of slumber party dares. You've probably heard of it and more than likely even tried it when you were younger. The legend whispered in bathroom mirrors everywhere. The one where you stare into the mirror and you beg her to appear. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, woo! But where does this story derive from? Where does it come from? Now, Bloody Mary isn't just an old legend anymore. She's made her way into the TikTok challenges, where kids film themselves trying it. Some videos even show strange shadows, flickering lights, or screams that sound a little too real. And just like that, at sleepovers decades later, the line between a fun dare and something terrifying still blurs the second you're standing in front of the mirror. The Bloody Mary legend goes back centuries, and the story changes depending on who tells it. In one version, she's said to be the ghost of Queen Mary. People claimed if you chant her name in the mirror, her angry spirit would appear. Another version says Bloody Mary was a woman wronged, or a mother who lost her children, and now she's cursed to appear when summoned, usually in a bathroom mirror, lit only by candlelight. By the 1960s and 70s, the game had become a sleepover staple. Kids dared each other to go into the bathroom, turn off the lights, and chant her name 3 times. In other stories and lore, it's said to be 13 times. The variations are endless. Some say she'll scratch your face, others say she'll drag you into the mirror, or even show you your future.
supernatural party game. It seems to have really taken shape in the 70s. It's an urban legend. Depending on who you're talking to, it's going to be a little different. Here's the rules, as I recall. This game has to be played at night. You go into a bathroom with the lights off. You can light a candle if you want. You have to stare into the mirror and say Bloody Mary 13 times. The spirit of Bloody Mary will then appear in the mirror and try to harm you. If you break the mirror, it will let her out. The goal of this game was to simply survive. It was to like prove how tough you were. Like, I'm gonna go in there and summon Bloody Mary. There are many different changes / variations depending on who you're talking to. Where did this come from? In my opinion, there is no right or wrong answer here. They all usually seem to involve a woman who is wronged in some type of way and is seeking revenge. I was told that it was Mary Tudor, Queen of England. This was the Bloody Mary that would show up, and that she was like just a pissed off spirit.
Is it just a harmless little game that we played as kids? Or could there be something so much darker hiding behind the reflection? Next up, we're going to be talking about a newer game I actually never even heard of until I started researching the sleepover TikTok trends, and that is the Charlie Charlie Challenge. Say that 10 times fast. Players often report getting strange feelings during this game while playing, or hearing whispers when no one else is around, or whispers from somebody other than the person that they're with. It's kind of like modern day half-assed Ouija board. Take the pencil, and the pencil is your guidance towards communicating with spirits, things like that. The pencil's movements are said to like feel alive, almost as if a spirit is testing your fear, pushing the limit, seeing how far they can make you freak the fuck out.
Oh my god!
Charlie, Charlie, are you there? You're not just playing a viral trend. You're stepping into a centuries-old dance with the unknown. And if the pencil moves, well, that's when the shadows start to feel a little too close for comfort. The room is dark. Only the faint glow of your phone or a candle illuminates the paper before you. A pencil balances precariously across another pencil, forming a cross. You place your hands lightly on the edges, heart hammering. A friend whispers, Charlie, 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 are you there? Are you there? Are you there? For a moment, nothing. Then the pencil twitches. Slowly, impossibly, it turns to yes, yes. A chill runs down your spine. You've just made contact with something or someone that might be watching. First viral wave in 2015, but TikTok resurrected it. The name Charlie itself is said to derive from Charles, a common summoning name used in European divination practices. Some theorize it might have been linked to the actual folk spirit from Mexico, though evidence is thin. What's undeniable is the ritual pattern, asking questions and waiting for the pencil to move, mirrors centuries-old practices of divination called scrying or automatic writing, where objects move under unseen influence. The creepy lore behind Charlie Charlie. Players often report strange feelings during the game. Goosebumps. A burst of sudden cold. Or hearing whispers when no one is around. The pencil's movement can feel alive, almost as if the spirit is testing your fear. Some believe that if you leave the game unfinished, or say, Charlie, Charlie, are you leaving? Incorrectly, the entity might follow you home. Legends warn of these nightmares and this poltergeist-like activity. It's very common in the communication and spiritual world to always close the opening in which you're communicating through. I remember hearing this a lot with Ouija boards growing up. There are modern stories of players claiming to see shadowy figures in doorways or corners while playing.
Oh no!
Attributing the activity to the spirit's attention. Let's talk about psychology and the mechanics of this game. Scientifically, the pencil spins due to tiny air currents, uneven surfaces, or even unconscious nudges from participants. Example of the ideomotor effect, the same phenomenon behind Ouija boards. But what makes Charlie so frightening is the collective belief, the anticipation, the fear, the quiet ritual. It primes your brain to interpret tiny movements as supernatural.
Go, this is the game Charlie. To summon him, you will need 2 pencils and 1 blank piece of paper. Then you're gonna draw a cross to divide the paper into 4 sections and label each corner with yes and no. Make sure the same answers are diagonal from each other. Next, balance 1 pencil on top of the other right over the cross you drew. Then you're gonna ask Charlie, are you there? And if the top pencil moves, then yeah, you just summoned him. Now you can start asking him questions. He'll respond by pointing to yes or no. But be careful, when you're done, don't just walk away. To end the game, you have to say, Charlie, can we stop? This is what sends him back to wherever he came from. If you don't end the game properly, some say you're leaving the door wide open to Charlie or whatever else might be listening. And once they come through, they don't always leave. Now sure, some people say it's just gravity or friction, but who knows, maybe Charlie is real and maybe he's in the room with you. As for who Charlie is, that's where it gets creepy. Some say Charlie died in a car crash caused by a distracted driver. Others say he was bullied so badly to the point where he took his own life. But the darkest version of them all is that he's not a ghost at all, but a demon working directly with the man downstairs.
Here comes my favorite creepy game. I used to play it all the time when I was a kid. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Who's got the instructions?
It's late at night. The lights are low. Candles flicker and a group of friends huddle in a circle around one unlucky volunteer, lying flat on the floor. Nervous giggles break the silence as everyone places 2 fingers beneath one person's body. A chant begins to rise. Light as a feather, stiff as a board, light as a feather, light as a feather, stiff as a board. At first, it's just a game. But then, something strange happens. Your friend feels weightless, almost impossibly so. The person begins to rise, lifted effortlessly, as if gravity itself has decided to take the night off. The game is featured in popular movies such as 1996's The Craft, where the characters successfully try and achieve the game's magical capabilities if played correctly. Also in the reboot of The Craft Legacy in 2020, which was less satisfying and impactful in my opinion. That movie was terrible and attempted to butcher the original. Not to mention Hulu's Light as a Feather, Stiff as a Board, which was, well...
Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Now on, we need to watch our backs.
Yeah. The origins of Light as a Feather dates back centuries. Many folklorists believe it comes from an old European occult practice, where groups, chants were used in ritual magic to raise spirits, light as a feather, stiff as a board, light as a feather, or channel collective energy. The earliest written mention dates back to the 17th century. During the witch trial era in England, Samuel Pepys, a famous diarist, recorded a story of a young girl trying to levitate. In 1665, during the plague in London, they chanted in unison and claimed the body of a young boy rose straight off the ground. The chant itself repeated the phrase over and over, worked like a mantra. It creates a hypnotic rhythm, syncing everyone's breath and focus at the same time. This unity is said to generate a kind of collective power, blurring the line between science and the supernatural. There are whispers that if you break the chant, the body will drop suddenly, as if the spirit's grip is released all at once. Light as a feather, stiff as a board, stiff as a board, light as a feather, light as a board. In some urban legends, girls who played the game in the 1970s reported hearing voices whispering along with them, voices of the people not in the room with them. In parts of Italy, a variation of the game was played at funerals. The body of the deceased was lifted while the chant was spoken, believed to make the soul lighter on its journey to the afterlife. In the 19th century Paris, seance groups used a similar chant while attempting table levitation. They believed the phrase light as a feather summoned angelic beings, while stiff as a board called upon a death energy to balance the ritual. Folklore scholars believe the game is a rare surviving example of folk magic disguised as a child's game, much like Bloody Mary or Ouija boards. Many who've played the game describe an unshakable heaviness in the room afterwards, like a residue of energy. This has led some paranormal enthusiasts to theorize that the chant thins the veil between worlds, if only for a moment. On TikTok, videos show participants claiming the person felt weightless, or that they rose slightly. Some swear hands got icy cold, or voices whispering during the ritual. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Has a dark backstory. It's a game often played at sleepovers, but it actually dates back to the 17th century in Europe when there was a resurgence of the plague, and it was said to be invented by a group of girls who were chanting it to lift up their friend who had died from the plague.
Guys, it's not working.
Some say the ritual doesn't just make your body light, it actually invites spirits to assist in lifting the body. So it's more about an invitation than the physical act of lifting up your friend. In a sense, it's like the person lying down is almost like a temporary vessel, which is exactly why they are told to stay very, very still, stiff as a board. Let's talk about the psychology and the hidden truths behind this game. Realistically, the levitation could easily be explained by simple physics. Multiple people lift at the exact same time. Each are only carrying a fraction of that person's body weight. So depending on how big the person is, the easier that this could easily be accomplished by simply just using your strength by lifting up your friend with perfect timing and rhythm. Whether it's physics or a spirit literally lifting up your friend, it feels like the person is weightless while you're playing. The spooky part is how often it works so well, convincing the players that there's more at hand than just science. Next time somebody whispers, light as a feather, stiff as a board, remember that you're not just playing a sleepover trick or trend. You're reenacting a ritual whispered through centuries, one that might actually call something unseen into your circle of safety and friends. Okay, here comes the last and most notorious when it comes to the younger generations. Again, I have never even heard of this game until I started researching like sleepover games and spooky shit on TikTok. And it is the Three Kings ritual.
Basically, you're trying to communicate with entities, and one is referred to as the queen, and she will tell you truthful things, and one is referred to as the fool, and he will tell you lies. And so you kind of have to take the whole game with a grain of salt.
This game requires a dark, empty room. 2 mirrors facing each other at angles. Sitting in the middle of the room with a candle. Players say you'll see kings' reflections that aren't quite you. TikTok users claim mirrors cracked, candles blew out, or footsteps echoed behind them. Others laugh it off as an optical illusion and drafts. Videos claim to carry attached energy like the digital version of haunted objects. Skeptics point out it's likely psychological in suggestion. But then again, urban legends thrive in those cracks between psychology and paranormal. Let's talk about the rules and the risks. Each of these curses comes with a very specific set of rules. If you break them, it's said that you're inviting the spirits in. It's said that if you play the game or even watch the videos, you're inviting something into this ritual. Lights flickering, weird dreams happening. You feel like you're almost not alone anymore. But in the game Three Kings, it has far more rules and steps than I have ever seen before. It was mind-boggling. It's almost like I almost wonder if it's like satire of some sort, messing with people. Yeah, if you want a spooky game, try this one. It's so easy. Like, no, it's not. I'll go ahead and let this TikToker explain it to you, because I'm not going to.
To play the Three Kings game, you need a lot of supplies. It's a large room, preferably without windows, but if there is a window, you are supposed to cover it. You also must be able to close and latch the door properly. You need a candle and a lighter to light the candle, a small bucket of water in a cup, an electric fan, 2 large mirrors, an alarm clock, 3 chairs, a cell phone full of charge, also an object that holds some sort of sentimental or emotional value. You can start to set up for the game. In the room you have chosen, you will set one of the chairs facing north. This chair is considered your throne. Then you take the other 2 chairs, placing them on either
sides of the throne, and these chairs are for the queen and the fool. 2 large mirrors, and secure them to the chairs facing the throne. So that
you are sitting in the throne, you can see a reflection out of the corners of your eyes without actually turning your head. Then you place the bucket of water in the cup in front of the throne, just out of reach. Then you place the fan behind the throne and candle, your lighter, and your cell phone next to your bed where you can find them easily, and set your alarm clock for 3:30 a.m.
Stop it. Get some help.
Stop at 3:30, get out of bed, grab the candle and the lighter, light the candle, grab your cell phone, and walk to the room. You have exactly 3 minutes to get to the room that you have set up. Also keep the sentimental object that you have chosen with you at all times. Once you enter the room, close the door behind you, and your friend that you have chosen should wait outside and be very quiet. Then take a seat in the throne. Your body should be blocking the fan from blowing out the flame on your candle. And do not look into either of the mirrors for the duration of the game. If you have followed all of the steps correctly,
I don't understand, Paige.
Joined very shortly by the Kings. You will begin to hear their voices, but do not look into the mirrors. It is said if you do, your consciousness will be pulled into the mirrors by the Kings and you will get trapped. Then you have exactly 1 hour to ask as many questions as you want, and you might not like all of the answers. At 4:34 a.m., your friend will out to you, telling you that the game has ended. If them calling your name does not break you out of the consciousness, they may call your cell phone. If that doesn't work, they may enter the room and take water from the bucket and throw it in your face.
Oh no!
But by no means should they touch you. Once you come to consciousness, you may blow out the candle and leave the room.
Yay!
Honestly, this is the only sleepover challenge curse game. I couldn't really find anybody performing or trying online. I searched and searched, but I could only find people like starting the game and saying that they're gonna do a follow-up, or did, because nothing ever really happened. My closing thoughts on the sleepover games: the danger is never really truly in the setup, it's what you're inviting in there afterwards. These rituals are not new. Been playing games with their friends in the dark at sleepovers for centuries and centuries, right? In folklore all over the world. I think that TikTok just kind of accelerated and sped everything up when it comes to these TikTok challenges. Also, kids have access to phones now, able to research and look up ideas as fast as humanly possible, whereas like when we were younger, we just went based off of hearsay. Things our older sisters or cousins taught us went based off of our intuition. A curse used to be spread by like word or mouth. But just remember, the more people that believe in it, the more it's going to spread and the more success the game could truly have. Focusing on the same rituals at the same time as they're going viral and blowing up creates that real raw energy. Maybe we're manifesting these curses into existence. What do you think? Are these games just to spook each other out and rack up those TikTok views? Or are they tapping into something older? Something that we shouldn't mess with? I love hearing your theories, so let me know if you've ever tried one of these rituals yourself or games as a kid. And I will leave you with this creepy ass TikTok that I stumbled across. I'll see you in the next legend.
Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary.